I lived in Japan for over 4 years and absolutely loved it. In fact, I'd have to say that of all the countries and cultures that I've ever experienced and explored, I would have to put Japan at the top of the list. It's beautiful, clean, the people are incredibly polite, the nature is beautiful, there's a ton of great and interesting foods, the culture is old and sort of has a certain mystique to it, which I find infinitely interesting. And the list could go on. The footage you are seeing in the background right now, in fact, is from my most recent trip to Japan, and I hope to get to go again in the near future. Recently, with the upswing of post-pandemic foreign tourism into Japan, there has been a continuous surge of negative news regarding foreigners behaving poorly in Japan. Japan is a place where you have to respect the people and the country. In Japan, respect comes above all else. So, when a middle aged woman from the heartland of America treats locals dressed in traditional Japanese attire as if they are something in a zoo to be gawked at, followed, and photographed, it doesn't go over too well. Then, not too long ago, we saw the video of the Chilean girl doing pull ups on a Japanese tori'i, which went viral for all the wrong reasons. Granted, she didn't have malicious intentions, and she just didn't realize that what she was doing would be offensive to the locals. And once she realized that she had defiled a sacred Japanese structure, she did the right thing, and to her credit, she issued a heartfelt apology. The most recent influx of videos of foreigners behaving in a way that is upsetting locals in Japan is that of a dance troupe. I believe they're based in the US and they mainly do hip hop style dancing along with break dancing. To be fair, they are highly skilled and their dance moves are impressive, but it appears that they are just showing off their skills in an inappropriate way and as a result are conducting themselves in a way that borders on harassment and endangering public safety. With stunts like falling down in front of others and then reaching for their hand to help them up, followed by jumping up to their feet, flipping around, standing on their heads, breakdancing, they are certainly getting a lot of attention, but definitely not positive attention. Doing these kind of dance moves and stunts in crowded areas is dangerous. One wrong move and someone could accidentally get crushed or kicked in the face or seriously hurt. That could be bad. Very bad. These street and train dancers are being labeled by some Japanese media as nuisance dance videos, which definitely sounds like an accurate description to me. It's not that people don't find their skills impressive, but it's that they find their choice of location and the way of performing to be inconsiderate, a nuisance, dangerous, and flat out annoying. The issue has become such a headache for Japan that signs like the one you are seeing right here are being posted on some Japanese trains now. Fujikyu Railway, which services the region that includes the world-famous Mount Fuji, is so angered by these dancers' actions on their trains that they are even considering taking legal action. Some are urging Japan to start creating stricter rules to try to keep this surge of attention-seeking foreign tourists in check. I honestly think they have no other choice at this point. If there aren't some kind of real-world consequences to their actions, then they will just continue to do it. It's as simple as that. Shafar, if you happen to see this video, I certainly don't mean any disrespect, and I'll be the first to admit that you are really an amazing dancer. But please take it down a notch and only do this kind of stuff in an appropriate setting. I don't know, maybe a park, maybe some sort of wide open public area that isn't crowded. Hell, maybe you could even find a little venue and put on an actual show. And who knows, maybe make some tips, charge an admission, maybe get paid by the establishment. Because with you guys' skill set, there is an audience for that. But going out and doing this kind of stuff in crowded areas where you could accidentally kick somebody's kid, or maybe jump into some old woman, or just bump into anybody and getting in people's way, it's definitely not a good look and you guys need to knock it off. You can see that the locals do not appreciate this. You are a guest in their country and you need to adhere to their customs and rules. The Japanese people are as friendly as they come, and they do not seek any kind of confrontation. To the contrary, in fact, they'll go out of their way to avoid confrontation. But please keep in mind that visitors such as you and your dancing buddies are ruining it for all tourists in Japan. You're really hurting our reputation. This is leaving many of the locals with a bad impression of foreigners as a whole. So that's pretty much all I've got to say for this video, everybody. And to Japan, I just want to say, on behalf of the entire foreign world, I just want to say sorry that you guys are having to put up with this kind of stuff. 99% of foreign tourists to your country totally support you and understand why this is frustrating you all. I know that I definitely do. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Mata ne. I want to give an extra special thanks to all of my YouTube members and Patreon supporters for their help in keeping this channel financially sustainable. Thanks to all of my grasshoppers and tigers, and an extra special thanks to my Pichio gang. And lastly, a huge shout out to my top tier supporters, Lee, Martin S, and David is Dawei. I see you guys, and I just want to let you know I appreciate it so much. Oh, and just so you know, you guys rock.
What do you look for beyond the sea, grasshopper?